first sporting event I attended was 1965, and I've been an avid fan since then.
I've been watching sports my whole life, so, well, for as long as I can remember. I'm 20, we'll call it 15 years.
The only way to get sports information was from the daily newspaper and the radio with television news. There were very few games that were televised, so it was newspapers and television news that I got virtually all of my information from.
I first got my sports news when I first started watching from TV, from like SportsCenter and ESPN and stuff.
Most of my sports information now is online, ESPN.com, but virtually every game is televised, so I do see a lot of games on television and don't need to go to the internet. I don't even have a newspaper subscription anymore, and I used to fall asleep listening to my transistor radio, listening to games. I don't even have a transistor radio anymore. It's changed big time.
Pretty much the same still, maybe a little more ESPN.com, a little more online, and then Twitter as well, and Facebook.
I also use Facebook and Twitter to follow some of the top stars in sports. I have personal relationships with some of them, and it's just a great way to keep in touch with what they're thinking and where they are.
I do. I use Twitter to follow the Denver Broncos. On Facebook, I'm following Eric Decker, and so yeah, most of the Broncos, but both of them, yeah.
I think the answer to that is both. Obviously, it's awesome that we now get instant information about what's happening in the sports world. You don't need to wait for the press for tomorrow's newspaper. You know what's going on just minutes after it happens. But I also think that a lot of times athletes, because they're young, immature, and make way too much money, they do really dumb things that the world knows and finds inexcusable, whereas we would not have known about these things back in the day, 30, 40 years ago, when there wasn't this kind of communication.
I think it's had a positive impact on sports for the reasons that I can follow my teams better and be more up to date with the news, and I follow Eric Decker. I can be a little more intimate with my favorite players. I feel like you kind of get to know them a little better, or know them like on a personal level. But yeah, so overall I think it's had a good effect on sports.